Hello! Welcome to Johnny Talks. This live stream, I'll be talking about people's double standard mentalities and hypocrisy. So sit back, relax, stay safe, but don't be double standard minded and hypocritical about being safe. But more importantly, and as always, enjoy the live stream. And yeah, I am pissed off. And no, I'm not going to hold back. Because this is the real Johnny. And this is the real Johnny Talks. And if I piss anyone off along the way, you can get on your knees and suck my fucking balls. How does that sound? Okay, so now we're off to a good start. There's one thing in this life that I hate more than anything else. It's people who have double standards. And people who are class fucking A hypocrites. And how do you do to my two lovely viewers? Good morning to you from Ireland. You're very welcome to Johnny Talks, the real Johnny Talks. Johnny Talks that doesn't give two sweet fine fucks who he offends along the way. But nonetheless, good morning to you both. I hope you're keeping very well. And you're very welcome to the live stream. So in this Johnny Talks, I'm talking about people who have double standard mentalities and who are class A hypocrites. And, you know, let's start with COVID-19. Shall we? We shall. So in Ireland, yesterday, there was over 1,000 new confirmed cases of COVID-19. And I think like maybe 3 or 4 people lost their lives to COVID-19. How do people respond to that? Well, in a double standard, critical fashion. That's how they respond to it. Now I'm going to go to my Facebook and I'm going to read a post that I posted a couple of days about this. So this is what I posted. It's not too long, but it isn't too short either, so get comfortable. So, what are people's mindset on the COVID-19 restrictions at the moment? Will you phone into the Neil Prendeville show the second somebody questions COVID-19 guidelines to tell them off and remind us all we're all in this together and we need to keep our family and friends safe by taking COVID-19 serious and obeying the guidelines and restrictions, only to comment on social media 10 minutes later demanding that the pubs be reopened? It seems to me, just like a lot of situations here, the government, HSE and the people of Ireland have a very double standard mindset on COVID-19. Should we close the schools again when you consider the high number of COVID-19 cases, along with the fact that the virus has reached many schools? Or should we say feck it and let Johnny get his education, which he got online before the schools reopened, just so he can see his friends, but complain on social media that Mary wasn't wearing her mask on the bus? I mean, really, where do you stand on COVID-19 right now? And where do they? Huh? I want to keep my little Johnny safe. I don't want my little Johnny getting COVID-19. I don't want him bringing back COVID-19 into my house. We're all in it together. We all have to keep safe. That's what the parents are telling little Johnny right now. Yeah? Then why the parents allow little Johnny, yeah, to go into a school full of people? Full of people. When the numbers of COVID-19 are so high. And especially, as I pointed out, when you take into consideration the fact that the virus has already reached these schools. Yet you want to keep your little Johnny safe. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is a Class A hypocrite with a double standard mentality. Where's my orange juice? I'm getting thirsty already. You know what? You know what? I do love the sound of my own voice, actually. So I have to look after that lovely voice with a nice cold glass of orange juice. So, I want to use that Facebook post as a blueprint on what I actually want to discuss in this Johnny Talks. So I'll be going in depth with that post and discuss in greater detail what I say. So let's start off with somebody who phones into to challenge COVID-19, question the guidelines, disagree with the restrictions. What if somebody phones into that radio show and says, you know what, I don't want to wear a mask. I don't think masks are keeping us safe. I think masks, that's not me saying this now, by the way, just giving an example of somebody phoning into a radio show. What if they say these masks are more dangerous than safe? What if that person says, I don't believe that the statistics that are being given to us on COVID-19 are
Play the game.
accurate?
Emoji smiling face with open mouth and tightly closed eyes.
Not right now. Who's in the live stream? Let me just check. Not right now. Renzer. Not right now, Renzer. What you're listening to right now is Johnny Talks. The real Johnny. The Johnny that doesn't give two flying fucks who he offends along the way when he opens his mouth. And if I do offend anyone, then they can get on their knees and they can suck my motherfucking cock. And considering the world that we live in today, they would love it. So maybe don't do it, actually. I wouldn't like to give it a satisfaction. Welcome to the live stream nonetheless.
F you.
Great to have you. Fuck you too. So where was I? So yeah. So this person phones into the morning radio show and challenges the narrative of COVID-19 within seconds, microseconds. Neil Prendeville, you know, the host of that morning radio show, says, oh,
Nobody cares.
we have a call, and nobody cares about you too, fucker. So we're even. Adios, cocksucker. Within seconds, somebody's phoning in.
Oh, what are you? A Trump supporter? Oh, look at this guy. Oh, why do you have this guy on the air? Why do you allow him to challenge authority? Why do you allow him to question the narrative? Get him off the air. He's only a Trump supporter. We all have to take COVID-19 serious. We all have to wear our masks. We all have to believe in the statistics that mainstream media is giving us. Get him off the air.
If that happens, I actually listened to it a couple of weeks back. I mean, obviously, I'm exaggerating things slightly in terms of the tone of my voice, of course. But that's pretty much what happened. Now, I want to point out that some of these people who phone in to remind us all that we have to take COVID-19 serious and we all have to obey the safety guidelines and restrictions and we all have to wear a mask and keep our social distance are young people. Now, I'm young. Well, I'm not that young, but I'm young. Yeah? But they're young. They like to party. They like to have house parties. They like to enjoy Freshers' Night. Yeah? No, I'm sorry. And there's also people, I'm sorry, but burying your cock up an asshole with two other people, in my eyes, is the opposite to social fucking distance. Whether you wear a fucking mask or not. So, this person then phones into the radio show and reminds us all that we have to keep safe, even though you're having unsafe sex in the middle of COVID-19. This person reminds us that we're all in it together. So this person has an issue with somebody challenging the narrative of COVID-19, questioning the guidelines. But he doesn't practice what he preaches, does he? It's one rule for him and another rule for others. So that person is a class A hypocrite with double standard mentalities. Now let's talk about schools. The education system. I could actually say a lot about that, but I'm going to keep it within COVID-19. About a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, I don't know when the schools reopened in Ireland, I forget. I think it was September. Around September, the end of August, September. The usual time for kids to go back to school here in Ireland. So that was like a month ago, yeah? Over a month ago. Over a month ago, every child in Ireland was homeschooled. And they were interacting with their teachers through Zoom. That's how they were doing their schoolwork. That's how they were doing their homework. That's how they were being educated. Nobody had an issue with that. Okay, correction. People did have an issue with that because it was hard for the parents to homeschool their children, of course. They're not qualified teachers. In fact, half the fucking teachers teaching the kids aren't even fucking qualified anyway. But we won't go there, will we? But that's how it was done, and people just accepted it. Overall, it was frustrating for the parents and the teachers, but overall, people accepted it, and that's how it was done. And for weeks and months, the numbers were actually at a stable level. A pretty stable level, a pretty low level as well. Then comes September, and the government of Ireland are like, okay kids, you can go back to school now. Everything is going to be okay. Wash your hands, wear your mask, keep your social distance. Everything is going to be motherfucking okay. Yeah? Everything is going to be okay. Those kids go back to school. School's reopened. Hundreds and thousands of kids go back to school. They wear their masks. They wash their hands. They keep a social distance. And what happens? COVID-19 reaches the fucking schools. Kids get infected. They bring it home. And then within weeks, the numbers of new confirmed cases of COVID-19 go fucking through the roof. Through the fucking roof. Are the schools closed? No, they're not. Because little Johnny has to see his friends, doesn't he? Yeah. Little Johnny has to get his education. What was wrong with the way he was getting his education prior to the schools reopening? When the numbers are much fucking lower than what they are now. Like, let me just paint a scenario for you, yeah? So you have Francine, just using a name as an example. Any Francines watching right now, try not to get offended. So Francine is on the motherfucking 202 bus with her son or daughter, taking them to school when the numbers are so fucking high and when COVID-19 has reached the schools. But it's okay because she wants her child to get an education. Again, even though that child was getting the education at home through Zoom perfectly fine before this. And because she wants her child to, you know, see their friends again. Yeah. And she spots somebody far away from her, minding their own business, not wearing a mask. And Francine is like, don't panic, don't panic. There's somebody in the bus not wearing a mask. Don't panic, don't panic. You know, runs up to the fucking driver. You know, stop this bus immediately. We have to contain the bus. Somebody call the guards right now. This lady is not wearing her mask. I refuse to put my child in danger because this woman is not wearing a mask. But she takes her child to a crowded building full of people and the numbers of COVID-19 cases are so high and COVID-19 has reached the schools. So Francine, you get the award for being Hypocrite of the Year. And you got a runner-up prize along with it for being a double standard bitch. I absolutely hate with a passion hypocrites and people with double standard mentalities. It's going to take a momentary break there. I haven't even had my breakfast yet. I got up out of that bed with passion and fury. And I hope I'm pissing people off. I hope I'm offending people. Now let's move slightly away. Actually, let's just move completely away from COVID-19 because I think I pretty much exhausted the COVID-19 situation. Let's talk about politics. Irish politics in particular, and how the majority of young Irish people react to Irish politics compared to foreign politics. And hello, Dad. Welcome to Johnny Talks, the real Johnny Talks. It's great to have you on the live stream, Dad. I will phone you soon.
Calling, I rang you.
I know I missed your call. I'll phone you in a second. I'll talk about that in a second. I'll phone you. I will phone you in a second. But great to have you in the live stream nonetheless. In Johnny Talks, the real Johnny Talks.
Okay.
Where I'm talking about what I hate more than anything else in this world, which are people who have double standard mentalities and who are absolute class A hypocrites. I spoke about COVID-19. I'm now going to talk about politics in Ireland, and how the majority of young people react to Irish politics compared to foreign politics. So, the two main political parties in Ireland have been Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael for the last 100 years. Now we have the Trinity of Bitches attempting to run Ireland. It's Fine Gael, Fianna Fáil and the Green Party. Sinn Féin are the opposition. But for the last 100 years, Ireland and its people have had to face political scandal and corruption one after the other in an endless cycle of corruption. From the Catholic Church scandal to smaller things like politicians being overpaid and stealing taxpayers' money, to lying about the recession, to more recent scandals that will directly affect the young people of Ireland, leaving certificate results. A lot of Irish students were incorrectly marked with their leaving certificate. They've gotten the wrong leaving certificate results, which directly impacts their future. Because if they don't get the right results, they can't get the right points. If they don't get the right points, they can't get into the right college course, and therefore they can't get on the right track in life. So that scandal impacts the young people of Ireland dramatically. But there's been plenty of other scandals. Let's talk about the cancer scandal. Do you know what? There's probably been multiple cancer scandals in Ireland in the last 100 years. But I'm talking about the cervical cancer scandal, where mothers got their cervical cancer test. They were informed that they were cancer-free. Imagine how happy that mother, doesn't have to be a mother, but I'm going to say a mother as an example. Imagine how happy that mother is, being told that she is cancer-free. She goes home, she tells her children, her family and friends, I'm cancer-free. They all go and celebrate that night, enjoy themselves because, the mother is cancer-free. Only to find out later that there was a fault in the test, in the results, and that in actual fact, that mother has cancer and she's going to die. That mother then has to go to her children, her family and friends, and say, they got it wrong. I have cancer. I'm dying. Just let that one sink in for a second. Imagine that. Yeah? But it happened. Don't imagine it. It happened. It probably still is happening. There is a man who was head of the HSC, and he goes by the name of Dr. Tony Holohan, the superhero that we all know from the COVID-19 situation. The hero. We all flock to our TVs to watch Tony Holohan fucking fiddling with his fucking fingers. His little fucking notepads around him like he's fucking Mr. Important. Giving us all the statistics in COVID-19, and we all praise him. He's doing a great job, isn't he? Yeah, he's the person responsible. He was the person behind the cervical cancer scandal. So just those two scandals I'm going to focus on in particular. The cervical cancer scandal and the leaving certificate scandal. How do Irish people, particularly young people, respond to those scandals?
Oh, Dr. Tony Holohan, you're doing a great job. We rely on all the advice you give us. We're going to stay at home, we're going to wear our masks, we're going to wash our hands, we're not going to have no social life. Because you know best, Dr. Holohan, you know best.
While completely burying their fucking heads in the sand on the cervical cancer scandal, where women died at the hands of the HSC. And Tony Holohan is the head of the HSC. Now that's not really double standard minded or hypocrisy, that's just pure idiotic to ignore that. But nonetheless, but I suppose here's where the hypocrisy and I suppose the double standard mindedness comes into it. You see, for whatever reason that's beyond me, young Irish people seem to be more interested in foreign politics than their own politics. Even though they are living here in Ireland, the majority of them have no interest in travelling abroad, working abroad, or have even any family or friends abroad. They're home grounded in Ireland. But for whatever reason, they seem to be more interested in what's happening across the fucking globe. Particularly American politics, that they seem to be, for whatever reasons beyond me, focused on and interested in. And who's the president of America? Donald Trump. A walking meme. Bad orange man. Kill this man. Behead this man. Off with his head. So much hatred for a man that has absolutely no direct political influence over the island of Ireland, unless you have massive shares in an American corporation or you have like severe connections to America. Other than that, that man has absolutely no control over any of the scandals that I mentioned in Ireland. But the young people in Ireland are just so fucking immersed in the world of Donald Trump and what he does in America. Donald Trump so much as farts in the wrong direction and there's a fucking social media mob against him. But these Irish people are moving away from the cervical cancer scandal, moving away from the leaving certificate scandal, and walking in the direction of Donald Trump saying an offensive thing about a woman or a gay person or whoever, or a Mexican person or a Muslim person. Oh, how dare he! He's a bad man. Donald Trump. Do you know also who's a bad man? The person living beside you, the person you work with, the person that's in your school, in your college, your postman. I'm sure you have heard many people being bad, saying racist comments, homosexual comments, anti-Semitic comments, or whatever the fuck the word is, against religion. I'm sure you have encountered many bad people that go beyond that. I mean, people who beat people for fun, steal people for fun, stab people for fun. Does that not affect you? And let's face it, the junkie living next door to you, that's probably putting his life in danger and kids' life in danger, has as much influence over Irish politics as Donald Trump does. So why are you only interested in what Donald Trump has to say, but not interested in the bad person beside you and what they say? Why is that? I'll tell you why it is, because you're a double standard minded, hypocritical fucker. That's why. So Donald Trump is involved in so many scandals, I don't know where to start, to be honest with you. So Donald Trump wanted American people to inject themselves with bleach because he believed that would help with COVID-19. Don't know the full story because Donald Trump doesn't interest me the slightest. I'm an Irish man. American politics don't interest me. I mean, for God's sake, Irish politics barely interest me as it is. So the young people of Ireland that flock to social media, straight to the comment section. My God, this man is insane. He's ruining the world. We gotta get him off the White House. Get him away. He's a bad orange man. Look at what he's saying. It's, oh God, I can't even get through the rest of my day because of this situation. It's just, oh my God, it's on my mind so much. Kill this man. I hate Donald Trump so much. Wah, wah. Is people's response. Yet, you met that person face to face and said, how do you feel about the woman who had to tell her children that she wasn't cancer free, that she was dying because the HSC and the Irish government lied to her, and she's dead because of them? Oh, terrible, terrible, terrible news. But anyway, did you hear about Donald Trump? He called that woman fat. See? That right there is a double-minded mentality and a hypocrite. Let's talk about how Donald Trump feels about foreigners. Like Mexicans in particular, because we all know Donald Trump loves Mexicans, doesn't he? And Muslims. Like, let's say Donald Trump said something along the lines of, I'm going to prioritize American people for college and work. If you're a Muslim and if you're a Mexican, this is Donald Trump now, figuratively speaking. Donald Trump hasn't said this, but if he did say this. If he felt that only Americans should get education and that only Americans should get careers and that foreigners and Mexicans should come second, or if he was involved in any sort of, if Donald Trump in any shape or form got in the way of somebody getting an education, I'm pretty sure that these young Irish people would flock once again to social media and talk about how bad of a man he is and how dare he prevent a young person from having an education or a career or a future. But you speak to a young person and you ask them, who's Leo Varadkar? And they'll say, exactly, who is he? Haven't heard of him. Who's Michael Martin? Oh, didn't he play for Man United? No? Oh, okay. Did you hear of Dáil Éireann? Oh, they're a band, aren't they? No? Oh, okay. Didn't know. Did you know that your Leaving certificate results could be incorrect, affecting your points, directly affecting the course that you're interested in doing and directly affecting your career and your life. Did you know about that? Oh yeah, it's awful that actually, yeah. I was just giving an example of how the majority of young people would respond to that scandal. Yes, Donald Trump in America, a land far, far away from Ireland that has absolutely no impact on Ireland, does a similar thing, and they lose their shit. The young Irish people lose their shit, calling for the head of Donald Trump. And once again, the award for best double standard minded person goes to that fucking young person. And also, they get a runner-up prize of being a hypocrite. And you know, if you don't know what double standard minded is and what hypocrisy is, if my words are too big for your small Fortnite Love Island brain, then get off porn and Google double standard minded and Google hypocrisy, because I'm certainly not going to be a teacher for you. Oh, this feels great. What a way to kick off my fucking Sunday, huh? I love it. So there is the double standard minded and hypocrisy in terms of Irish politics. Donald Trump is not the Taoiseach of Ireland. He does not affect your life the slightest.
Oh, but social issues. Social issues, Johnny. We're all human. We're all part of society. We have to fight racism. We have to fight homosexuality.
We do. But why are we ignoring homelessness? Why are we ignoring a high level of crime? Why are we ignoring the normalisation of severe crime? Who's fighting against that? Who? An old man gets his head bashed in the middle of the city, a busy city, and people walk on. No police response. But a black person gets called a monkey, and there's a flock of people showing up. Guards are there within 2 minutes. So, do we have a selected mentality on what we should fight for? Because there is social issues. I agree. Some of the things Donald Trump is saying, he shouldn't be saying. And they are extremely offensive. But why do we have such a selective mentality on how we respond? Does it have to be Donald Trump saying a bad thing to you to respond? Or does it have to be a particular issue that he's talking about for you to respond to? At the end of the day, Donald Trump is not the Taoiseach of Ireland. Stay away from the Donald Trump memes. Stay away from fucking CNN and Fox News. And for God's sake, watch a bit of RC News if you can tolerate it. And maybe study Irish politics. And maybe get more offended by the scandals that are happening in this country that will affect you and your kids. But then again, you're in favour of the majority of you are in favour of abortion, so you probably will never have fucking kids. But it will directly affect you and your next generation.
It has always been that way and always will.
And I would always be here to call hypocrites and double standard mentality people out. Because what you're listening to here is the real Johnny Talks, not the Johnny that walks on eggshells. Oh, I don't know if I'll say this, I don't know if I'll go there, I don't know if I'll, say this because I could offend that person. Here. I couldn't give two flying fucks. I couldn't give two flying fucks, to be honest with you. Let's talk about double standard mentalities and hypocrisy surrounding discrimination. I will use the word discrimination because discrimination can be an umbrella term for a lot of issues. Discrimination can involve racism, homophobia, among many other issues. So I'm just going to use the word discrimination because it will make my point make more sense. The word nigger in Ireland is far more offensive, wrong, and quite simply borderline illegal than the word knacker or pikey or pieball. You dirty pikey, you dirty pieball. Those terms are a lot more socially acceptable compared to you dirty nigger, you black bastard. Like if I walked down the middle of Cork City, Patrick Street, and shouted out of the top of my lungs, those dirty black nigger bastards, why don't you fuck off into KFC and shove a fucking chicken drumstick up your fucking hole? I probably wouldn't be able to finish the sentence without a swarm of people to either verbally assault me or physically assault me because I am a big racist. And I would be. I would be a racist for saying that. Of course I would. Of course I would. But that would be the sociable response. Whereas if I stood in the middle of Patrick Street and shouted from the top of my lungs, you dirty rotten pieball, you knacker, I'd have people laughing. I would have people laughing. Because majority of Irish people feel it's socially acceptable to discriminate against travellers, to mock, insult, laugh at them, to use words like knacker, to use words like pikey and pieball, to insult their culture, to make fun of their culture, to treat them as second-class citizens, to put them in the back of a class. We can't treat them. Oh, you smell like shit. All of this is socially acceptable in a country that will spray paint the walls saying Black Lives Matters, saying that we should stomp down on discrimination. There's no place for discrimination in Ireland, they say. Really? What about travellers? The travelling community? Do they not matter? Do their lives not matter? Do their culture not matter? Do they have to be subjected to being called pikey, knacker and pieball? So again, more double standard mindedness, mentalities and hypocrisy. And I am judging people. And I am looking down on people. I am. 100%. You'll be called out for being a hypocrite. And you will be called out for having a double standard mentality. I don't care. If you don't like it, don't be a hypocrite. You got a problem? Don't have double standard mentalities. Problem solved. Happy days. Off with you. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm not perfect. People have a right to judge me, and they will. But this isn't about me. I'm not saying I've never been hypocritical. God knows I've been hypocritical many times. So maybe it is about me. Maybe I fall into a hypocrite and some with double standard mentalities. We're all like it, but the sooner you actually realise that we're all hypocrites and double standard mentality minded, then maybe we can live a more free and honest life then. You know, so maybe the next time Francine, who's on the 202 bus bringing her child to school, putting her child into a school full of crowds in a time where COVID-19 numbers are extremely high, and in a time where the virus has reached schools, you know, maybe Francine should think twice then. If she's okay with that, then maybe she should think twice then about criticising the person who's far away from her on the bus not wearing a mask. Instead of putting the pressure on her and judging her and saying, get off the bus, we have to quarantine the bus now because of you. Oh, you've put my child in danger, how dare you? Maybe the next time Francine can just say, yeah, so what can I say? I'm bringing my child to a school full of fucking people and the virus is in the school. What can I say? What can I say? I don't have a right to judge her. I don't have a right to, you know, criticise her, do I? Yeah, maybe we can all live a better life. Now I'm going to have a cup of tea. I'm going to boil a kettle and have a cup of tea because God knows I need one. Now my audio might break up a little bit because I'm in the kitchen. You know, I've been meaning to do a Johnny Talks like this for a long time, to be honest with you. A proper Johnny Talks. A Johnny Talks that doesn't hold back. Oh yeah. Speaking of not holding back, you're going to love this one. Let's talk about the double standard mentalities and hypocrisy of the LGBTQI, do, re, mi, ABC, 1, 2, 3, whatever the fuck they like to call themselves these days. Let's talk about them and their double standard mentalities and their hypocrisy. I'll keep it short and simple. The biggest message that the LGBTQ plus movement, as I call them, forgot to put the kettle on. The biggest message that they are trying to communicate to everyone is, we are all equal. Or at least we should be all equal. And we should all be included. And we should all be accepted. We shouldn't be secluded, divided, or let out. We're all human, we're all equal, we all have the right to be who we are. Which, by the way, I completely agree with. And I want to say this. I have absolutely no problem whatsoever with anybody who is gay, bisexual, lesbian, transsexual, or any other sexuality. I have absolutely no issue with those people. Everyone has the right to live their life, and everyone has the right to their sexuality, and everyone has the right to find love and to make love in whatever way makes them happy. Nobody has the right to get in the way of that. My issue is with a movement. My issue is with a brand. My issue is with a fucking cult, to be quite simple about it. My issue is with a flag. My issue is with joint parades. My issue is with organisations that are popping up left, right and centre saying we're here to support you. My issue is sending a message to particularly young people that you can choose your sexuality. It's okay to choose your sexuality. You can wake up Monday and be gay, and by the end of the week you can be a tranny. That's my issue. I don't agree with that. I believe you are born with your sexuality, and that is who you are. And you be proud of who you are. And you stand up for who you are, and you live your life who you are, by all means. I don't believe that a brand and a cult like the LGBTQ+, I don't believe the message that they're trying to communicate, that these sexualities are choices. They're not choices, okay? They're not choices. And your sexuality does not define you. Anyway, my issue with them in relation to double standard mentalities and hypocrisy is this. Once again, their main message is they want everyone to be included. They want an inclusive community, an equal community where we can all be the same. Okay then? Okay. So if they truly believe in that message, and if that is truly the message they're trying to communicate, and if anyone who supports this cult and brand, and I want to point out one thing as well. I know people who are actually gay, bi, and so on and so forth, and I've heard about gay and bi and trans people who absolutely have no part of the LGBTQ plus brand and cult. In fact, a lot of them completely disagree with their beliefs and do not support them in any way. In fact, a lot of them actually hate them. Just want to point that out. Now, so if the LGBTQ plus brand cult truly believe that gay people should be included, accepted and treated equally like anyone else, why is there specific housing for gay people? I think it's either apartments, flats, not too sure, but there is specific housing specifically for gay people. What is that? That is seclusion. That is division. That is separating yourself as a gay person from people who are straight by saying these are specific housing facilities for specifically gay people. That is the complete opposite to equality and inclusion. The complete opposite. The same I heard recently about a gay rugby club. Why can't a gay person, if they want to be treated equally, if they want to be included, why can't a gay person just say, I need a house, I need a flat, and go down the same route as anyone else does, if you want to be equal and if you want to be treated like everyone else? By making the decision to live in specific accommodation, specifically for gay people, you are be not included, you are making the decision not to be equal, and if you truly support the LGBTQ movement and you believe in their message of equality and inclusion, then you are an absolute hypocrite and you have a double standard mentality. And the same goes for the gay rugby club. That's actually the best example of a double standard mentality and hypocrisy, to be honest with you. And again, I don't know how many times I can say this, and I always stress it, because this is the one thing that I do tread carefully on, because this is the one thing where I actually don't want to offend anybody, because your sexuality is who you are. And you have absolutely no choice or control over it. So if you're born gay, born bisexual, born heterosexual, born asexual, born transsexual, whatever sexual you are, it is who you are. It is chosen for you before you were even born, and you have no choice over it. So everyone has the right to be who they are and to be accepted for who they are and to get on with their lives, provided they don't hurt anybody along the way. That's what I believe. My issue lies solely with this brand and cult that I see them as, the LGBTQ plus community. And again, to point out their hypocrisy and double standard mentality, if they want people of all sexualities to be treated equally and to be all included, then why are they supporting, a separate gay rugby club? Like, why do you even need gay bars anymore? Those were a thing where gay people were secluded. They were pushed to one side. It's 2020, for God's sake. In Ireland, you can get married if you're gay. I mean, come on, there's no need for this anymore. So that's an example of the double standard mentality and hypocrisy within the LGBTQ plus brand. That's my issue. And I will ring you in a second, Dad. I will ring you in a second. Don't worry about that, if you're still watching. But I gotta make a cup of tea there now, actually, to be honest with you. So the real Johnny Talks is back. And I find I have much better Johnny Talks when it's just random. I just spring out of bed on a Sunday morning. I haven't gotten dressed yet. I'm in my pajamas, for God's sake. I'm in my pajamas, pants and everything. I have a jacket on me because it's cold. Like, if you saw me right now, I look like... I don't know what I look like right now. If I had a camera, you'd be laughing. I literally have a pajama pants, a Sonic the Hedgehog t-shirt, and a fucking leather jacket. I have no way to describe how fucked up that is, to be honest with you. But I only put the jacket on because I was cold. But yeah, I'm telling you, I can't tell you that there's going to be a Johnny Talks tomorrow, or the week after that, or the month after that, because I think Johnny Talks are impulsive. No, is that the word for it? They're just random. Like, my Green-HillGaming live streams are pretty regular, they're pretty routine, okay? They're pretty routine. Johnny Talks is a completely different story. So I can't guarantee the next timeline, so to speak, for Johnny Talks. It's just it depends on how I feel at the end of the day. And it depends on what's going on around the world and what's going on in my mind at that exact time. But I just woke up this morning saying, you know what, Johnny, I fucking hate hypocrites and people with double standard mentalities. So I turned on my TV, my PS4, connected up my headset, and said it's time for the real Johnny Talks to make a return. I mean, like, we all have to speak our mind, for God's sake. I feel sorry for this generation, you know, the young generation. I do. I genuinely do. I feel sorry for them because they're truly being silenced. It's for the best. They're being told, like, that their opinion is offensive. They're being told that they're opposing belief that it's racist or it's homophobic or that it's a conspiracy theorist. They've been told all this. And of course, doesn't want to be in school. You know, so if they're told that they're going to be a conspiracy theorist, a racist and homophobic, then it's not going to be nice for them, is it? So I feel sorry for them because they're just going to be really silenced. I mean, you look at the greats of Ireland, the men and women who forged the country into into what it was anyway, before it got fucked up. You know, you look at the likes of Michael Collins. Do you think Michael Collins was silenced? Do you think anybody would silence him? Well, he was shot and killed. I kind of walked into that one. But you get my point. Men and women who fought for this country, physically fought at that. Like, what are we going to have in 20 years' time, huh? A TikTok social activist who dances next to trees, expressing his love for the environment, while thousands of homeless people die on concrete floors. Where's his TikTok video? Where's his TikTok video? Nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. I've pretty much exhausted my my material for this Johnny Talks. If anybody watching wants to have a little bit of a chit chat, feel free to. But I gotta phone my dad in 2 seconds. But I'm just thinking, did I leave anything else I want to add to it? Well, what I do want to say is, if anyone is offended by what I said in this live stream, ask yourself why. Now really ask yourself why. Properly. Is it an inconvenient truth? Are you really offended? Or is it just an inconvenient truth? Is it a wake-up call? Is it are you forced to look at yourself in the mirror and see who you really are? Ask yourself why you're offended. Because, like, I know I'm an asshole. I mean, I can be an asshole at the best of times. Surely that is not the reason you're offended. Because surely you've experienced much worse assholes in the world around you. So it can't be that. There has to be a reason why what I say offends you. There has to be a reason why it makes you uncomfortable, why you go silent, why you react in a specific way. There has to be a reason why. And that's not for me to answer. That's for you to come to terms with and to deal with. I can't do that for you. But I honestly don't care who I offend along the way. I really don't care. Because it's not my problem. I'm sure the men and women who forged this country into a great nation didn't care who they offended along the way. It didn't matter. They weren't in it. They weren't doing what they were doing to be nice. They weren't doing what they were doing to be politically correct. Michael Collins woke up one morning. This is my recollection of the mind of Michael Collins. And people like Michael Collins woke up and said, this is Ireland. This is our nation. This is our island. Why do we have foreign rule? Why is the Queen, King of Queen of England, of Britain, why are they controlling our country? Why are they in our country? Why are they killing our people? Why are they telling us what to do? We're not having none of this. And they took steps to reclaim their land. And they did. And there was no right or wrong way to do it, really. It's like pulling off a plaster, really. I know it's a weird analogy, but some things in life, there is no right or wrong way to do it. You just do it. In this case, you take back your country. Oh, I'm sorry, British soldier. I killed you. I'm sorry. No, you wouldn't be. Oh, I'm sorry, I blew up this area. And there was a couple of what's what I'm looking for? Collateral damage. The same collateral damage that happens in many of the wars that America and England are involved in right now. No, you're not going to be sorry. Because it's war. Taking back your country wasn't achieved by a hashtag fucking trendy movement. Taking back your country didn't happen by a couple of marches in Patrick Street. Taking back your country didn't... Take back your country? Fucking hell. Taking back your country didn't happen by spray painting a nice little mural on a wall. No, it didn't. Or mural, what was it called? So these people didn't care who they offended in the process of reclaiming their land. Okay, I feel this is going to be the stage where if I talk any further than this, people are going to join the live stream. It's going to get completely unrelated to what I said. So, with one final sip of tea, I will say, I have said Johnny has talked enough. I want to say thank you to those who listened. I would advise you to take what I said on board, and I would appreciate it, and I appreciate you all watching. But that's where it's going to end for now. I can't guarantee when Giant Talks will return next, but watch this space. Have a great day. Be you, be free, and fuck the rest.